close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number. Fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
Especially towards the backliner. He isn't getting jumped in, will finally manage to retreat.
Off, like Hyper is down, they have only broke up, and Derot is.
Derot went for the lurk and got the Karina.
So Gushin is going to retreat first.
Karina out over there. Valentina jumps in with a pick up. Gets it.
To get to 1-1 is in the backside trying to target the tower. There's one more hit and hey everyone, welcome to MKE Season 4, one of the most amazing tournaments that we all have been witnessing for the past few days, and we are in the upper bracket semi-finals. Finally, we're going to get the first finalist tonight after the amazing best of 5 match that we will witness. You all are going to see that match with me, Scared and my co-caster, Marcus.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back in this thriller of a semi-final between Midnight Madness, which is going to be on the blue side, and Panic is going to be on the red side. And guys, we all know Midnight Madness have been going really crazy. They are the tournament favorites. They have almost won, they have definitely won every single game that they've played so far. But let's see if Panic can pull off a surprise for us.
Absolutely, I would really love to see that. And just as you mentioned, they've won every single match. Of course, they might have probably lost a game or two in between, but I still doubt that because that is not yet confirmed. I think they've won every single match in straight games, like straight games. So that's going to be surprising for me to see if Panic would be able to pull this one off, because we are going to jump right into the draft, guys. Just to tell each and everyone out there that it is a 10-ban lobby. We've already had the 4 bans. Carmilla as well as Leomord were banned by Midnight Madness, while Panic answered back with 1-1 as well as Gushin. So as the ban continues, we're going to see the Kaja ban coming in from the side of Panic.
Okay, speaking of the ban, Panic just going on, just getting rid of that 1-1. They want to ensure, there's no late game harassment coming in from that marksman. But right now we are seeing the cards have been taken out by Panic, and let's see what Midnight Madness are going to be going for. That's going to be the Tiki ban right away, perhaps going for a CC based comp. Idiot.
Absolutely, it is extremely possible because we can see the Atlas has went through. Martis was the final ban coming in from the side of Panic. Of course, that is obvious. You would not want to let Midnight Madness get their hands on that, anti-CC hero. But yes, Kaja, an amazing pick. We've got almost all the meta bans. And now I really feel like it seems an Atlas should be a go-to choice, but Valentina will be the pick in the hands of Smiling.
All right, that's a pretty interesting pick, They have banned the Diggy and gone with the Valentina pick. So now even if Panic goes for an Akai or an Atlas, they always have the Valentina who can just steal the ult, and at the same time have not fear of Diggy getting picked in the opponents to cancel that CC. So that's a good pick, I must say. Okay, let's see what Panic are going to be answering with that pick.
Akai seems to be a pretty good choice in this situation. We did see how yesterday Zenchi, they just created madness in the entire battlefield with that Akai when Azazel did not let even a single minion get in the crystal and saved the game for his team. I would really love to see the same kind of play coming in from back to rush on this Akai. Plus, Invoker on that Kadita, he can really target the Valentina if in case he lands his Petrify and, Breath of the Ocean combination correctly. But to answer that whole combination, we know Akai is pretty tanky, and what hero other than Leslie with that true damage to counter that?
Absolutely. Those shield-based heroes, they have to definitely fear on that Leslie, because she is going to be dealing with true damage. Kadita, Akai are going to be in trouble if they don't, just pin her and take her off immediately in the late game. Meanwhile, Terizla being secured as the EXP laner for Midnight Madness. That's going to be an interesting matchup there. Let's see who Panic, decide to lane against that Terizla. Meanwhile, Clint being secured there as the goal laner for the side of Panic, who is going to be laning against that Leslie. And right now, guys, we are in the second phase of the ban. Let's see what the teams are going to be banning.
Absolutely. And I really feel like they might actually put the Tedesco into the Rome role as well, because we did see that happening yesterday when Zenchi was playing that. So I won't be surprised if Midnight Madness, they come out with some mad combinations. But Atlas, being the next ban, that is pretty safe ban coming in from Panic. They're actually lowering down the Rome pick, but I see the Retribution on back to Rush. So it might be possible that they're actually, lowering down the Rome potential, but it might come back at them. That's some troublesome thing I can sense.
Yes, and meanwhile, Grog being banned by Midnight Madness, that's going to be the final ban of this matchup. Let's see what the picks are going to be. And Skid, like you said, that Atlas ban, because the Diggies ban, they don't want to risk a wombo combo coming in from Midnight Madness. So they've just gone straight away and banned it out, denying Apex one of his signature heroes. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Amon secured as the jungler, perhaps. We're not sure yet because even Akai seems to have the retribution. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Midnight Madness here. Kufra being logged by Apex, that's going to be the tank pick. Let's see what the jungler is going to be.
I really love the fact that you were getting excited because of that Kufra pick and you had to turn it all around towards the Ammon on the hands of Zetli. But I totally understand that. As you mentioned about the signature pick, we know Apex on that Kufra. He has made his name because of that hero. And those Tyrant's Revenges, Tyrant's Rages, if in case he manages to land them perfectly on the Zetli, on Yo, I feel like he will provide the setup of the lifetime to his teammates. And Fanny is going to be the answer as the jungler for Midnight Madness, while Yu Zhong is going to be the final pick. I think so. Yu Zhong will be troubled a lot in this matchup. If in case he manages to get to that Leslie, it would be amazing because he will be able to take her down probably. But even in the late game, once Leslie gets the wind of nature, I think so it will be easy for Achabro to counter Yo in that situation. So I feel like in the EXP matter, Yu Zhong, they could have gone for something else.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Skid. Perhaps they are, trying to get their EXP laner get comfortable on laning against that Terizla. But yeah, guys, so here we are with the draft all in front of you. So this is gonna be one of the peak ML matches. This is actually it says it's the semi-final, but it's the finals of the upper bracket. Whoever loses, they do get another chance to come back, but whoever wins will be making their way secured into the finals. So with this, guys, welcome to Land of Dawn, and here we are, Midnight Madness on the blue side against Panic on the red side. Man, we're gonna be getting so much things to learn. Watch the pros go at it.
Absolutely. We're going to see the rotations that are going to come in this match. And I would really want to continue talking about the EXP lane that we just did because I feel like Rizla will be having an extreme priority, Penana, in that lane because he will be able to, out rotate Yuzhong in that matter. He will be able to out damage him as well. And in the mid lane, both the mages trying to clear up their own lanes. But look at that, Fanny's buff is being invaded at this point. No, it's actually Venom who was going to invade and Ammon finally securing that safely. Yuzhong also coming in for the rotation. Apex could have been punished, but that's about it for the early game skirmish. No overextensions.
Yeah, for a moment I thought Venom might be caught there. He just dived in, just harassing the jungle, didn't anticipate the Akai hiding in the bush. He just should have just thought that, it was just Ammon over there. Meanwhile, Apex getting poked here. He is made quite low. He has to be, he will be forced to recall. Meanwhile, in the goal lane, both the marksmen left alone to lane against each other. None of the supports are there yet because they know the pressure, the jungle pressure is going to be real from both these teams.
Honestly, it's gonna be better for Unacuity because he's freezing the wave in his favor. So it's going to be much more easier for him to get that farm. Plus, we know Clint can actually outpoke Leslie in the early game. Now, mid lane is going to be the main source of rotation. So it is going to be extremely important to look how Karita as well as Akaida are gonna look for those rotations. And that's gonna be the steel cables coming in. Cutthroat is available, but still. Invoker is going to survive for now. Ow! Those shards almost taking down Venom. That's so unfortunate. And at the same time, Venom was so lucky at that point.
Man, the moment I saw Ammon come in that camouflage state, I thought he's up to something. And Fanny was almost caught there by the Kadita. The stun, the CC worked pretty well. But then Ammon just in the nick of time, almost getting the kill on the Fanny. We could have seen an early first blood. Meanwhile, Panda, Akai looks in a touch And that's another guy coming in. That's the Valentina stole the ult, and Kadita will be very lucky if she survives that.
Ooh, oh, Yuzhong wants to go in for more, but the dashes are up there. So Smiling is going to survive for this one. The Black Dragon Farmers will already forced out. So I feel like right now, Midnight Madness, they might be in a good position to if they want to go in for the turtle contest, because that huge resource from Yo has already been baited out. So they'll have a little upper hand if in case they decide to go for it. But then again, they're still trying to play it safe. They know that they should not, overextend against Panic. They know their potential for the early game, because we know Ammon can slow ball uncontrollably. So we'll just have to wait and see. Both the teams playing extremely safe at this point. 3 minutes into the game, and there is absolutely no lead apart from a couple of bucks gold at this point.
Yes, and so far I think this is probably the longest time we are yet to see a first blood, or we might see it now. That's gonna be the Hurricane Dance forced by the Rakai to escape, and that's gonna be the perfect Iron Jump coming in, and Fanny will be swooping the kill. I think it's okay. It's Terizla who secured the kill there, but yeah, there goes the first blood, and Turtle is up for grabs for Midnight Madness.
Absolutely, they had that early game burst potential, and that was amazing knock up along with the Tyrant's Range combo coming in from Apex, giving them the setup. And I would really say that the whole fight, it was properly set up by Terizla in the whole, when he was trying to poke the Akai, he got him to extremely low HP. So it forced the members of Panic to actually retreat and play it safe. That gave an opening to Apex to jump in with the Tyrant's Revenge and get that rage in.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, in the goal lane, we might see the pressure shifted towards the goal lane. All this while, there was contest in the mid lane, in the jungle area, but right now the focus has been shifted. Let's see what happens here. Leslie going on with the ultimate, trying to reveal, the bush camps. Meanwhile, it might be confused. He is going to be in the ult, but I don't think it's enough. Or will he? Yes, he's going to be.
Oh. Absolutely, the steel cable coming at Clutch. That is the reason why people ban out Fanny in respect, because Venom is absolutely beast whenever he's playing on that specific hero. And if in case he has the blue buff in his hands, then that's much more than sufficient for him. He actually missed that couple of times because Invoker was actually in that burst. So that was pretty smart play coming in from Invoker, but only so much was he was able to do. But right now the cutthroat, absolutely amazing, along with the endless shards that were connected, but did not actually get them anyone apart from the Akai, and that too Clint was able to secure that. I think so the top tier 1 tower is going to take quite a ton of damage, as there comes in the heavy spin as well. They will take down. Leslie gets that shutdown gold along with the tower of top side. That is going to give them a major burst, boost in their economy. And really, we just saw in that instant replay as well how well it was played by Fanny, just jumping in, getting that cutthroat and taking the life of Akai. And the fight still continuing in towards that mid side. So the skirmish is not going to last for long. There are no casualties coming in from either of these teams. So that's all about it happening in that mid lane. But still, the turtle is now up again. I want to see who wants to go in for the grab. The lead is still favoring a little bit towards the Midnight Madness side. But look at the position of Kufra. So aggressive Apex on that hero. It seems like he knows everything whenever he's playing that specific hero. Yuzhong seems to be in trouble right now, as there is gang probably setting up towards that lane. He will actually catch him as well. They want to go in for more, but he is surviving. There comes in the lethal shot. It has been connected. Will the Black Dragon form save him? No, it will not. And the bottom tier 1 has also been taken down.
Man, an amazing gang coming in from the mid laners of Midnight Madness, the Valentina and Kufra, of course, rotating together, creating havoc here, step by step, objective by objective. They got the top turret, now they switch, they went for the bot, and now the Clint will be falling down in the hands of the Valentina. Looks like there is going to be some counter attack coming in from Panic, or will they just, they're hesitating to give that engagement.
That is true. They should have been able to catch Valentina in that position if in case Akai had his heavy spins. It was not yet available. So Flicker coming out in the hands of Smiley. That was pretty good. That was a decent amount of save. But let's look at the quick itemization coming in from both these teams. Kadita actually going in for the genius one. We'll talk about that later as the heavy spins come in. That's going to be an amazing pin down. That too on Akai, and you're not allowed to do anything else in that situation. But what an absolutely nightmaric endless shard from Zetli. He actually managed to take down the Kufra in that fight. Let's look at the instant replay, what actually happened. That was such a beautiful knockup from Kadita that came in along with that endless shard. Just managed to do everything that was possible in that fight in favor of Panic.
Yep, and one key thing to notice here is finally the shutdown coming in on that Leslie on the hands of Kadita. That was a much needed, pick off there. But right now we can see, you can see the goal difference, the level difference. But yeah, Spirit, what do you think Panic has to do? Right now they are going to be going behind in a goal lead of 4K. How do you think they can come back? Because turret-wise, they haven't got a single turret so far.
I'll be very honest. Back to Rust will have to provide some kind of setup to his team so that Zetli as well as Invoker could follow that. If in case they manage to do so, it's going to be a smooth sailing for their side because in terms of team fight potential, the composition is much better than Midnight Madness. Midnight Madness, they're more of a pick-up based combination, but that's going to be Fanny taking out Yuzhong of Scambra, and that's going to apply a much more pressure in towards that mid side because just look at the burst damage that Leslie is dealing. Acha bro is just absolutely beast on that specific hero, and this time Back to Rust might be picked off. He needs to play a little more safe.
Yes, and right now the Lord has been spawned. Midnight Madness will try to, increase their lead even much more just to make sure the match goes smoothly. You can see them camping in the red side. Will they go for an engage? Kufa charging in the bush. He's going to be going for the jump, almost getting the Aman, but Aman gets away. And they have poked the Akai, and if Akai recalls here, it's going to be hard for Panic to, get the area, get the vision, and the map control.
That is absolutely correct. Look at the gold EXP chart. That was first it was favoring Panic a little bit, but then it just drastically increased like a Himalayan mountain range in favor of Midnight Madness. And this is going on a lot. Just two members from their side, and Panic does not want to engage on it at all, taking the Lord down very easily. I believe Yo would be able to get a push down bottom lane, but I can see NNR rotating towards that side. So I don't think so he'll let even that tier 1 fall at all. That's so much economical damage being done on the members of Panic than not being able to take even a single buff from their own jungle.
Man, the pressure is real, and look at the bush camp done by the Kufra, to just avoid anyone to get control of the map, to deny the vision, and they are going to be trying to force Panic back inside their inhibitors. They probably might get 1 or 2 inhibitors right now, just seeing the way this is going. One proper engage coming in from that Kufra, and yep, they might seal the deal. They might get 1 or 2 inhibitors.
Absolutely correct. If in case the passive has already been used up, I was about to say if in case the passive is up, they will be able to save it, but that's going to be an amazing knockup, and the endless starts coming in. Apex is taken quite low. Heavy Spins has also been baited out, but the Tyrant's Rage is still there. That's going to be Fanny taken down by Zetli. I don't know how that happened. I would like to see that again, but that just means that it's going to be an easy defense for Panic.
Yes. We saw the pressure coming in from Midnight Madness. We thought they might get 1 or 2 inhibitors from that lot, but Panic somehow managing to survive, managing to save their inhibitors, and right now they must find a way to come back into this game. If they can get a good pick off, if they can get good engages, good team fights, they can surely jump right back into the game. Let's see what happens here as Kufra is in that bush. It's very nasty whenever you see Apex in the bush charging. Something is going to happen. Something is going to come. Meanwhile, the damage, the burst coming in from the Amon. Valentina will be instantly deleted. Meanwhile, Perisla going in the back line, punishing Amon for that engage, and the fight is still progressing. That's going to be a Hurricane Dance coming in from the Akai, and Arita steals the kill onto the Kufra, and Fanny is here to save the day, Skadian.
Absolutely, and look at how Terizla was tanking everything from Yuzhong, and the trade is in favor of Team Midnight Madness, creating havoc in that battlefield. Clint literally being finished off on the last shot of Leslie's ultimate. That was so unfortunate. Yet again, it was such a smart play from the members of Midnight Madness. Taking down the mid inhibitor is going to provide them a massive advantage. They were controlling the jungle already, but now they have even more control. And we can clearly see the map being entirely blue. I was about to say, that Panic, they got off very easy after that first Lord attack. They just lost the tier 2 of their mid side. But the team fight that came forward of it was such a mess. But at the same time, Midnight Madness playing it perfectly, even though Apex could not connect the Tyrant's Rage, it all somehow worked out in the end just because of Acha Bro's true damage, the burst that is coming in. I really want to look at the item that he has already built. I guess he has a Blade of Despair along with the Berserker's Fury. But before that, I think so it might be a chance for the side of Panic if in case they manage to catch Smiling in that bush.
Yes, and right now they will be needing some vision in that area because you can see Apex in the perfect spot. Whoever is going to be coming, they'll definitely be punished for it. And Akai is forced, to stay back. He won't be able to give that team his vision. So the Lord has been easily secured by Midnight Madness, and now it's going to be the waiting game till the Lord spawns. And all right, it's spawned now.
Yeah, it's not even the waiting game. It seems like everything is going in favor of Midnight Madness at this point because the wave came in just after they took the Lord down. So Lord was spawned right after that. Even though it's still a mid inhibitor down, I think Panic still has a decent amount of chance to actually defend this lane because the mid and bottom minions are going to crash together. The passive was up, so they will be able to clear that way, but the Lord is quite healthy. I want to see how Apex sets this up. Charging the Tyrant's Revenge gets a man knock up as well, but that was such an amazing Hurricane Dance along with the Black Dragon form. Just look at how well Yuzhong was zoning everyone out. He catches Leslie along with the Petrify. He wants to go in for the more, but the true damage is there. Achabro managing to take him down. Fanny quite low in the HP. That's gonna be lethal shot connected, but what an absolutely beast ultimate by Teresa. He will be taken down by the tower damage, but the minions are coming in from each and every wave. Using the flicker, forwarding it, trying to get everyone down. He managed to take Leslie down. Look at the HP of the base. They are going to survive. I don't know how did they manage to do that, but it's just Smiling remaining, and I don't think so he'll be able to do anything more than he already did.
And Fanny, meanwhile, going in for the kill. If Fanny gets the clean here, they might end it. And yes, they are going to be ending the match right here, right now. Panic won't be getting another opportunity to turn things around here. But what an amazing play coming in, Skated. I have so many things to say.
I mean, you'll get all the chances in the world that you want to for saying each and everything because that was such a beautiful game from both of these teams. I would say that it was all I wouldn't call it an equal match, but I think so the potential that was on the hands of Panic, it was almost equal because they did manage to take a 3-for-4 trade. Of course, they lost 4 members in the process, but that is only because they were not having the levels. Look at level 15 on Terizla, 15 as well as on Fanny and Leslie. So they had a much better advantage in terms of the EXP. It's only level 14 on the hands of Yuna QT. If in case they would have had the levels, I think so it would have been such a 50-50 fight in this situation. So let's look at the damage quickly because I think so, Marcus, you would want to talk about that at least.
Yes, if you see the damage, you can see it's quite decently spread out in Midnight Madness. They almost have the same damage around that 20 to 25% mark. Meanwhile, yeah, there's not much to talk about the damage. The Clint really did, start getting that damage power spike towards the late game, where he was just bursting everyone away. But the two important team fights in this matchup that kind of almost changed the game, but couldn't. One was the one where Panic, did a decent team fight. They got a good engage just before the second Lord spawned in, but the superhero entrance coming in from that Fanny just saved the day, and Leslie managed to take out that Clint using her ultimate. I guess we remember that. That was a really good play coming in from Midnight Madness. But the final team fight that we just saw, Yuzong just using the Black Dragon, just zoning Acha Bro, just marking everyone, just diverting the attention of Midnight Madness from the base to save their MM.
Absolutely, man. That was such an amazing play coming in from the side of Midnight Madness. I believe it was so organized because they knew the people that they needed to target to. Even though Kufra was not able to get so many knockups in that match, I feel like the way Terizla set up all those kills, the way he actually landed those 4-man ultimate, that was absolutely insane. I feel like that gank was almost lost the last final Lord fight when, I believe the trade was actually going in favor of Panic, wherein they managed to take a couple of kills onto the members of Midnight Madness. But the way Terizla set up that 4-man ultimate and the follow up that came right after that from the Leslie, from the Valentina, from the Fanny, that was such an amazing play from their side. I really feel like it was almost a Panics game if in case they could have held it for a little longer. But I think so it's gonna be, I mean, Midnight Madness taking that first point, that is pretty obvious. But a lot of mental, I would say, struggle that they're going to face.
Yep.
So yeah, of course. I mean that was a pretty messy situation in heads of Panic. So they would still need to work on that, and they would need to get the momentum in their favor. But of course, we will get to know, guys, what's gonna happen in game number 2. We're gonna take a break of I mean, just a 5-minute short of a breather. We'll be right back because I know everyone is excited for that. Meanwhile, hit that like button, click on the subscribe button, as well as hit that bell notification so that you do not miss any of these exciting matches. Share the stream with all of your friends, family members, and whoever you know. We'll be right back, guys.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go, finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. I don't know what you want. Let's have
especially towards the backliner. Even getting the jump in will finally manage to retreat.
Off, like Hyper is down, they have only broke up, and Deroth is
Gerard went for the lurk and got the Karina.
So Gusion is going to retreat first.
Karina out over there. Vatina jumps in with a pick up, gets the
Takes off to get to one. 1-1 is in the well. Asai trying to target the tower. Just one more hit and welcome back. You all are watching the MKE Season 4, brought to you by none other than Genesis Store, co-sponsored by Zentro Store, Zentro Store, and Slay Official YouTuber. The prize pool is amazing of 17,000 as well as a lot of diamond goodies. So you definitely want to go and grab that prize, which for the race for which we are actually having right now, and the team that is leading in it is the Midnight Madness with 1-0 being the score in their favor against Panic, and we saw how in previous match they played so well. You guys are gonna watch this match with me, Skated, and so well, Caster Marcus. I just wanted to make it up and I somehow messed up perfectly.
That's right, that's right. So, guys, we are back with the round number 2 of this best of 5 series, and what a crazy match, man. Scadia does outplays the sets. Terizla shining really good there in that matchup. But let's see what happens in the second round. Let's see if Panic can turn things around. Scadia, just go ahead and tell us what the bans happened in behind the scenes.
Absolutely. The bans that were happening behind the scenes were Panic taking out the Carmilla as well as the 1-1 as their first two bans, while Midnight Madness taking away the Kaja, taking away the Leo mod. I believe the next few bans that we might see on the drafting phase might be a Martes as well as we can see probably another Diggy, or maybe Atlas is still going to get through that draft. But again, I would really want to discuss how things actually went in favor of Midnight Madness in the previous game, wherein we were thinking that Kufra is going to provide some amazing setups, but in turn, he was almost acting as a bait in every single fight that was happening. Kufra and Fanny, they were diving into the enemy backline, taking all the aggro on themselves, along with the endless charge, you can say the rough waves and everything. Even Clint going in with his burst. They were managing to take down Kufra, that is Apex. But the Terizla, just as you mentioned, he came out of syllabus, you can say, for Panic because he was acting, yeah, because he was acting as a second initiator in that situation, and he did so well. Now we're gonna see how well these teams are gonna do in the draft. That is going to be in front of us right now.
All right, so let's see what the first band is going to be of the band that we are going to be seeing on the screen. Let's see what Panic bands. Guys, Panic is on the blue side right now, and it's going to be Midnight Madness on the red side. And there goes Valentina. They don't want to be dealing with that Valentina from the previous match. The way Smiling just harassed everyone there. And let's see what the next band is going to be for the side of Midnight Madness.
Absolutely. I really want to see what they're actually going to go with, but it's going to be a Gushin. So I believe Midnight Madness are now banning out the heroes that Panic banned, and since the Valentina was banned at first, it leaves a lot of room open even for Martis, for Atlas, and that's going to be the Joy taken out. I did not expect a Joy ban coming out. I feel like he's a pretty good hero, but in terms of speed, wherein this meta revolves around how quick you are on an assassin, he somehow lacks it, because in order to get that perfect rhythm, you need to play it a little slow as compared to a Lancelot or maybe a Ling or maybe a Hayabusa. So I don't think so it was worth banning the Joy out, but I believe they just wanted to keep the draft open. But Martis not gonna get through that at least.
Absolutely, they are no way gonna leave that Martis open. We saw how crazy that hero can be. Okay, let's see what the first pick is gonna be for Panic. And oh my God, kid, they have stolen the Terizla from Midnight Madness.
Absolutely, they're not gonna let this pick go through at all. But the Leslie is gonna be retained by Acha, bro. We knew he played very Acha on that hero, but I want to see how well is he gonna do against a Terizla. And to be honest, with all that true damage that he has, he is going to manage quite well with that. But I want to see how he's gonna avoid Terizla using his second skill, because he need to time it perfectly. But we know that the skills of Terizla no longer are stopped at this point. But for now, the hero that was unstoppable in previous match, that is going to be the Fanny, is going to be retained by the side of Midnight Madness.
Yep, we are going to be seeing the Fanny in the jungle once again. You know the way Midnight Madness they play this Fanny, like you said, Skid. She just goes in, baits some skills, baits some utilities, and comes out and leaves the rest to the team to take care of. And we are probably going to be seeing that again as well. Meanwhile, the mid lane is going to be Sicilian, who is going to be securing that late game for the side of Panic, and that's going to be Clint. They are going to be sticking to that marksman that was picked in the game number 1. Let's see if the Clint. In the previous match, Clint did a really good damage, but that came towards the later stage of the game. So let's see if they are consistent enough to bring that Clint, to get him fed and just dominate the goal lane. Meanwhile, Croc gonna be taken perhaps as the roamer or an XP. We might not know yet. Madness leaving the options open, and there goes the Dicky ban once again.
I can see what Midnight Madness are trying to pull in this situation, that even though they've banned out a Diggy. That means the Atlas will be open for the side of Panic, but it also means side by side that the Grog's Wild Charge cannot be immune at all. And Lunox is going to be coming out as a ban from the side of Panic, means they're trying to choke that mid lane. But I really don't think so. They should have gone for that. Yes, Lunox is going to deal a pretty great amount of damage in that late game, but then again, you've got a Sicilian on your hand. If in case the Ruby DD combination comes out, you can just use a Winter Truncheon to bait everything. But I want to see, even if Panic picks up an Atlas for their side, Grok will be able to face check all those bushes. So the way Midnight Madness played in this draft, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, like you said. All right, let's see what jungler they are going to be picking, against that Fanny, because they must be anticipating an early invasion coming in from the Fanny, like we saw in the previous match. All right, that's going to be Atlas secured as well as the Roger. Since the Diggy is been banned, so they just took that opportunity, just logged onto it. So they might be relying on the sets coming in from Atlas towards the late game. Meanwhile, let's see what the mid laner is going to be for the side of Midnight Madness, and that's going to be their final pick.
Absolutely, and the thing about both of these composition is that Atlas, yes, the whole comp of Panic rely on the team fight potential, wherein it is amazing for Panic, but still the way Midnight Madness can retaliate, the way they can re-engage. Because in the previous game, they did the exact same thing. Fanny Kufra baiting out all the skills and then going in for the re-engage, using the Terizla, and Fanny jumping in just to keep that cutthroat alive, taking the pick off of one or two, and then rushing back. That is exactly what Midnight Madness will look in this match too. But this time they have a much better tool to do that. Instead of Kufra, who can just do nothing whenever he's CC'd, they've got a Grog who can actually immune all those crowd control skills and can also give a amazing, or I would say just such a brutal setup for his team whenever the members of Panic would want to try to make a play around the fatal links of Atlas.
Yeah, and looking at this, the battle spells coming in, the Purify is taken by the Fasa, who is going to be, saving it for just the fatal links there. But the Terizla is there as well. Like you said, they can probably, bait something out, and they have two ults there, that they have two team fight oriented ultimates that can be used wisely. So guys, here we are in the land of Dawn. This is going to be the game number 2 between both these teams. Panic is going to be on the red side and Midnight Madness on the blue side. Meanwhile, we can see the tank of Panic is here as an invasion, trying to delay the farm. Alright, that's Apex.
Absolutely, and that back to rush was actually taking quite a lot of damage, and the retribution has already been baited out, so it might be a good chance for Venom to go in for that invasion. But that was such an amazing rotation from Terizla. He played so well, making sure that Venom has to retreat back to the base so that he's not able to invade the farm of Zetli in this game. They've learned so much from their previous match. Apex is going to be taken down quite low. His flicker has been baited out, wants to go in for the wild. No, he does not have the wild charge, was going in for the power of nature, but that is going to the first blood. Securing that, punishing that overextension. That was insane. Looking at in the instant replay as well, look at that, how well played it out. He knew he had the damage, flickering forward and then retreating easily as well.
Yeah, they want their Flint, to get that farm, to get that early on, so he can come online pretty soon. And here goes Fanny, who is already online. Once he gets the ultimate, there's no stopping to that cables, and Sicilian barely surviving that.
That wall was so good from Apex that it could have gotten Venom a pick off right there, because the cutthroat was online. But still, he wanted to play it a little safe, did not go in for the re-engage. I believe he did not have enough energy at that point. But we can clearly see the presence of Terizla that is being shown by T4T, making sure he cuts the way so that his team gets advantage in the turtle pick. But Apex is doing the exact same thing. Look at how well he's trying to zone the other people out. That's going to be ultimate of Terizla baited out right away. That's a pretty big resource. Apex again taking all the aggression on him, just making sure to waste as much time as possible, but he will not survive the burst from T4T, though he left the bottom lane entirely. That was actually a very good play from their side, and that's gonna be Fanny going in with the steel cables. Wants to go in for more. Gutsworth is there along with the fatal link. The feather strike is going to take Apex down, but that is about it. That's gonna happen in that team fight. It was so good setup from back to us. If only Zetli was there, he would have capitalized on it.
Absolutely. Just imagine Zetli was clearing the red instead of the blue. He would have just joined the team fight and, things would have gone the other way around. But it is what it is, I must say. And meanwhile, Fanny going in, getting the kill on the Clint, denying him the domination in the goal lane that he was having all this while. And right now we can see the turtle, the vision provided there by Apex is spot on. If Roger tries to sneak into the turtle, he might get engaged here. They need Atlas to come in to check those bushes to clear everything up so they can go ahead with that turtle.
Absolutely, penalty zone was absolutely amazing, and that's going to be another pick off on Esmeralda this time. He will not survive the cutthroat, comes out, but he's tanking everything. T40 taking all the aggression on himself. Meanwhile, in the backside, Apex getting whole combo on Invoker, but there is absolutely no support now. He seems to be in trouble. Flickers out of that situation. Flicker landing perfectly, smiling, using the Purify just to the but seems to be in trouble as there comes in the execution strike. Roger is gonna take the pick off with the Lycan pounds. That's a really good re-engage coming in from the members of Panic. Look at that. That was so good. That was absolutely perfect.
And Panic sure did learn a lot from their previous match. They are avoiding the mistakes that they made in the previous game and they're capitalizing on it. And right now we can see that there was a good early pressure coming in from Midnight Madness with the previous match, but right now Panic giving that pressure. I don't know, I'm not sure how they're doing it, but they are doing it. They are getting the kills. They are leading in terms of goal right now. They got the 2-kill lead. Let's see what they do it. Let's see how they capitalize on that. Meanwhile, Clint seems to be in trouble. That's going to be Fanny diving in, almost getting the kill on the Clint, but I guess Clint will be living to see another day or not. That's going to be the Oh my god, that's gonna be the Fruity Links. That's gonna be an ult for an ult there, but the Atlas ult prevails. The Cross ult over there, and that's gonna be pass up punished as well. Oh, what an amazing play coming in from Panic.
Oh, and they want to continue. Achabro's flicker has been baited out. That's going to be Fanny jumping in. Invoker seems to be in trouble, but there is no more energy. The cutthroat is not available. He will have to retreat. No energy to actually use that skill. And that's unfortunate for Fanny, but still, look at how well Panic is, taking on the pressure that was being provided to them by Midnight Madness in the early game, and how things have shifted towards the mid part of the game. They are actually in the goal lead, and look at the mid lane penalty zone. It actually got 2, and Esmeralda seems to be in trouble. There comes in the Lycan Pounce, but that's gonna be it from Zetli. He will retreat. That was a very good defensive feather dare strike from Pasa.
Absolutely, that feather strike was much needed to zone everyone away, to poke them, and just to call off that team fight. I must say that was a really good disengage coming in from the Pasa. Meanwhile, we can see the bot lane here has been pushed. Panic getting that turret. Alright, they got the top turret and the bot turret. Looks like they've turned things around from the game number 1, where Midnight Madness was the one getting the turrets. Right now, Panic getting the turrets instead, and they are building the goal lead. It was 2k, now it's almost 3k. So if they continue to do this, things might be looking good for them. Meanwhile, in the bot side, Clint left alone there. That's going to be a double team coming in from the Esmeralda as well as the Fanny, taking care of her. But yeah, the follow-up is there. Will Esme fall?
I feel like the Fatal Link was used up, and that is going to be the feathered airstrike connecting on Roger. He does not have the mana, will have to retreat, but Farsa seems to be in trouble. Smiling does not have the wings by wings at this point. The wild charge connected was absolutely perfect, but that is going to be Farsa taken down. Clint, he's alive, but I wanted to say Sicilian doing amazing amount of damage at Chabro, wanting to capitalize on that, but was not able to do so. Just look at that combination, how well it came in. I don't know why Achabro retreated there, but he really should have actually, put some aggro on the Sicilian. He might have been able to take him down, but right now seems to be Invoker who will fall. He was off position though. That was a good punish from Fanny.
He did, and I think the Panic has to avoid doing this. They must avoid giving away kills so freely, because they have worked so hard here to get that goal lead. They have worked to get the turrets, to make some advantage here in the early phase of the game. But if they start giving those kills one by one slowly, it's going to be bad for them, as Midnight Madness is not the kind of a team you want to do that to, because So one small advantage Midnight Madness gets, they are going to be capitalizing heavily on that because we know from the previous matches how good they are, how good their mechanics, the micros and the macros are. Meanwhile, Leslie been taken care of in the bot lane and the pressure from Apex coming in on the top side. And that's going to be faster taken down by the Tesla as well. Oh my god, two important pickoffs coming in for the side of Panic, the goal laner as well as the mage taken care of.
Both the damage dealers are off the field at this point, and look at how Inanna's HP is quite low. The mid tier 1 will fall. Apex cannot do anything in this situation, and I believe that is the sign of a blue camping, but no. Panic, they've decided to go in for an early lord right off the bat. The whole team of Midnight Madness is up, but they do not want to contest this, or maybe they have no idea about it. So they actually know that they're just not contesting the first lord. I believe we want to just give up a couple of tier 2s in that situation, but if in case the farm lead increases even further for the members of Panic, then they will have that snowball effect coming in. They are already in the lead of almost 5k gold, which is going to increase further, but that's going to be a little relief for the members of Midnight Madness as they were able to take the bottom tier 1, but Fanny with the cutthroat trying to get a pick off but not being able to do so.
Yes, both Esmeralda as well as the Fanny forced to go back to the base, but that's going to be an easy pick-off coming in on the clean, and Fasa feels like she's in trouble. Will there be a pick-off or will there be a comeback from Midnight Madness? There goes Fasa, but will you be able to survive that as Roger will be shut down by Leslie, and there is the chase. The chase is on. I don't think Acha Bro is going to be Acha anymore, and he is taken.
He was taken care of for the chase, but seriously, that was so well played. The retaliation that came in from the side of Panic, it was perfect, picture perfect, you would say. And the bottom tier 2 will be taken care by the Lord. Meanwhile, mid tier 2 will be worked up by T40 on that Terizla. He's tanking so much. Atlas will be taken down quite low. Look at the amount of burst damage that's coming in. Yo Mom dealing amazing damage. I should not have said that, but finally I've dead. I'm not going to apologize for that though.
I hope people got that.
We'll have to see. But seriously, you know, I feel like Sicilian should have been given the blue buff, but Clint denying that to his own teammate. That's something I don't know if it was a mistake or not. I feel like it was not actually a mistake, but look at the burst damage. Venom dealing quite a ton of that. Zetli was taken quite a lot. Look, he was almost taken down. T40 is there. Penalty zone is up. He does not want to use it right now. Wants to get at least a couple. That's going to be the fatal link. No more Purify. Was smiling. He was taken down, but amazing wild shots coming along with the penalty zone. Terizla's re-engage was absolutely perfect. And that is going to be Venom dealing quite a ton of damage, but not being able to secure even a single. As Esmeralda come in. Inanna taken so low, and he will be finished off. Killing spree for T40, and again Achabro being in between 4 people, but look at how well Venom played that, clearing off the back line. I mean, it's mad. This whole team fight was absolutely mad, Marcus.
And the cleaning potential from Midnight Madness, you know, the cleanup coming in from the Fanny who just came, sweep all the kills, all the people who were running away, 1 HP. She did not spare them a bit, even though she didn't have the blue buff. She just, you know, managed to land the perfect cables, got rid of the Atlas as well as the Sicilian. And my oh my, the damage coming in from Leslie was quite visible in that team fight there that we saw. But yeah, Panic was in the upper hand, but Midnight Madness finally getting some closure there. They are, you know, they somehow closed the gap. They haven't closed it completely yet, but they somehow came back and covered up the goal lead. It was too much. Now it's not that much. One good team fight, and they might change the goal lead around. But right now, they have to, the Panic has to protect the damage dealers. The Sicilian and the Clint, if they get picked off, it's going to be really hard for them. Let's see what happens here as Roger is going to be securing that Lord. No contest coming in from Midnight Madness, but Doc seems to be in trouble. Scarier.
I don't think so. He'll be taken down. The wild shot is there though, but never mind. The caster curse is there. Even though there was a defensive for that airstrike setup, but it was way too late for Apex to survive. That the flicker is out. I don't think so. If it was actually a good idea for Backdoors to use that flicker, there was absolutely no backup from his team. So I feel like that's a resource wasted. And the Lord is coming in from the mid side. Apex will be able to come back. I believe this one mistake might cost quite a lot of resources for Panic, because I believe they could have taken down a couple of inhibitors only if there was the flicker available, because the pressure that comes in, that there might be a flicker fatal links right on your face, especially when you are Leslie, is humongous. But another humongous thing was the damage, and that's going to be the fatal link. It's going to be a few more kills in favor of Fanny. But look at the backline as Fanny dealing a ton of damage herself, making sure that everyone is quite a lot was taken care of, and that's gonna be power of nature used up. Clint will survive with the flicker, but it was so damage dealing fight from both of the teams. I did not feel that. I don't feel happy at all that it just ended with a couple of kills. I really don't feel happy about that at all. I wanted to see more of that.
You wanted more bloodshed, but that fatal link coming in from Atlas was spot on. It was very unexpected, but yeah, brilliant play coming in from him. And yeah, the Panic, they did manage to get that mid lane inhibitor, but they could have done much more. But a really nice fight coming in from Midnight Madness. Meanwhile, Fanny diving in, making Clint half HP, just forcing him to back off, go back to the base, heal and come. Meanwhile, our team will cover most of the map. But yeah, the brilliant play coming in. We did not expect Panic to, somehow turn things around in the game number 2. Right now, they only lost one turret, and they are dominating Midnight Madness right now. But again, the match is never over when you have two good teams fighting against each other. One small mistake, and the other team will definitely capitalize on that, and they won't leave you any room to snowball. Meanwhile, looks like Terizla might be in trouble.
Absolutely, the penalty zone was used up. The fight is pretty spread out, but Leslie's going to be taken down from the back line. Meanwhile, Fanny gets the monster kill, shut down on Terizla. Much needed one at that. Apex seems to be in trouble as the bat's impact is much more than sufficient to get the life out of him. Esmeralda as well as Fanny along with Partha have to run away. That's going to be Fanny's rampage again coming in, and that's about it that she could do. No more damage because she could not find Invoker there, but I want to see how they'll manage to defend this way. The feathered airstrike is up, so they might be able to clear the way. But look at the burst damage! William getting the godlike, not letting Clint survive even for a single second. I really want to see the items at this point. I want to see after this fight what is the build of Clint, because there is probably no wind of nature even now.
Man, Atlas is, I thought, okay. Alright, that's a smart move coming in from the Esmeralda, and dive on the Sicilian. And the follow-up is there. That's going to be both Atlas and Sicilian taken care of. And that's almost like a free Lord.
Acha bro, penalty zone, is it there? No, just forcing the flicker out of Acha bro right away. That's a very good play coming in from T40, but still, I don't think so. They should go in for the contest. Apex is right there, knocked up by the Lord, but still, the wild charge can actually provide an amazing setup. That's the penalty zone catching Leslie, and that's gonna be Terizla deleted. That was not actually Leslie, it was Fanny who was caught up in the fight. But what was that damage? I want to see the items right away. What has Leslie built that T40 was literally deleted in that instant?
Same, even I'm so curious, for us 4-5 Berserker Furies or something. I definitely want to see that item there. That was it was more than a sniper bullet, it was like a cannonball. Meanwhile, that's gonna be the chase coming in. Look at the chase. Trojan will be taken care of, and wow.
Venom survives the lightning Transient Passer as well, and how things have just taken a turn for worse for the side of Panic as their tier 2 in the bottom falls. Zetli is not present there, Wild Charge is not there, so you will survive. I mean, he's very fortunate to survive that, because no Wild Charge, no Feathered Airstrike. He's so lucky. Because that wall was absolutely perfect from Apex, but the top tier 2 will also fall in this situation, so that's gonna be all the tier 2s taken down. Midnight Madness, they were in the deficit, but that's gonna be another Fatal Links used up along with 4 men. Falling down by Esmeralda. Look at how T40 is tanking 4 members. He's still surviving. No way you can be that tanky, providing so much room for the teammates and so much time that he has bought. Will probably save his mid-tier 3 tower at least. Atlas is going to fall. Killing spree for Leslie, but I still feel like they got off with the minimum amount of damage that they could have taken.
Man, just 3 minutes ago, Midnight Madness, they just had one turret, and right now, look, they both are equal, almost equal now. Given that they did get the mid lane inhibitor in this push, let's see what happens. Fanny made so much slow, and yeah, that's gonna be the immortality wasted. I think it was a bloody retribution coming in from the Rogers that did that.
I believe those were the couple of tower shots that that were following her, and he stopped pretty quickly. The wild charge has missed. That was a beautiful play from Zetli, though it was not intended to. It was a lucky play. Final lethal shot will be able to take him down. Shield is not going to protect him. And finally, we're looking at the items. Leslie with the BOD Endless Battle as well as the Berserker's Fury along with the Wind Talker, making sure she's going to deal a ton of true damage, and has also made steel leg plates, meaning Lycan Bounce will not deal as much damage as possible, but still no Wind of Nature. And looking at the build of Clint, still no Wind of Nature. I feel like he should have gone for that at least, because he's being punished a lot by Venom at this point. So 4 deaths, 3 of them are probably because of Venom.
Absolutely, and there's 10 seconds for the Lord to spawn, and let's see who is gonna get this Lord. This might be the, probably the most important team fight of this matchup. Whoever gets that, they are gonna be up ahead there, close to closing the battlefield in their favor. But yeah, let's see what happens. Perhaps both the teams are gonna be going for that waiting game, trying to get 1 or 2 pickoffs before they fully commit to that Lord. And meanwhile, Apex is here, giving that vision, zoning everyone away. Alright, let's see what happens here. There is the utilities there. Atlas has the Flicker ultimate ready. Terizla has the ultimate as well. Meanwhile, Fanny going and poking away the Clint. Will she be able to take him out? No, that was really close. And Atlas going in. Let's see what happens.
Oh, that was a beautiful stun feathered airstrike. No more fatalities, though it will come along with a penalty zone, but no backup whatsoever. Look at the first damage actually almost taken down, and his immortality will be taken out. Clint was not present in the team fight. He's going for most of the amount of damage on Apex. That is not the target you want to look for. That's going to be a 2-man falling star on Inanna, but enough time for Achabro to come back, and that is going to be a big win for Midnight Madness in that team fight. T4T is going to soak up that damage. No blue buff for Venom, so we'll have to retreat. But that was the best possible team fight from Midnight Madness in this game. Really, they played it perfectly. They know that they need to target back to Rust so that there is no one to provide the setup to panic, and they're doing exactly that thing.
I really like, how they played it out. Like first Fanny diving in, making Clint low, make sure that he won't be available for the upcoming team fight. Clint was forced back to the base, and Sicilian, of course, he would have been scared, seeing his buddy Clint there being forced by the Fanny. He would have been terrified, Fanny might come for him, so he was pretty back, and that's when the Atlas as well as the Terizla were caught. There was no damage dealers there, even though the sets coming in from the Terizla and the Atlas, but the damage was just not there. And let's see what happens now. It's a 5v5. It's the Lord coming in for the Midnight Madness, as the Lord is going to be entering the base. Let's see, will Panic be able to defend this?
Seems difficult as Clint is being troubled a lot. This time it was Sicilian who was almost taken down. Winter Extension baiting out the Fataling perfectly. No more setup coming in your mom. Taken down by Venom. The Lord is so healthy. No marksman for the side of Panic. They're going to target the base for now. It is extremely low. The crystal is exposed, and nothing at this point can save Panic. Midnight Madness getting yet another win in game number 2. An epic come back to win an epic battle.
Man, this match was way more interesting than the previous one. But yeah, Midnight Madness showing us, even though you're falling behind pretty much almost all of the match, you can't lose hope, because this is ML. In ML, anything can happen. Even in the late game, things can turn around. Even though Midnight Madness, they just had one turret for the 15 minutes of the match, but they just held on to it. They just kept farming, avoiding the team fight. Just took fight whenever it seemed necessary. Coordinated attacks coming from both these teams, and they were definitely able to turn things around here, and they got the win for the round number 2.
Absolutely, and man, really, the only diff that I would say that game in this match was the absence of Wind of Nature in the hands of Clint. No matter what you're gonna say to me, he needed that. He shouldn't have made that. He needed that. The hero that we don't deserve, but we need that item. It was something that he needed, because Venom was charging on him without any contest, without any problems, and that inflicted a fear in his mind. He did deal a ton of damage, agreed. 97k, absolutely amazing. But most of that was soaked up by Apex in the mid to later stages of the game. If in case there had been a wind of nature on his hands, I believe that he would have been able to stand in those team fights for a little longer, as Atlas as well as T40 on that terrace, they were giving amazing setups. Zetli was also present. Invoker was also dealing a lot of damage, but I feel like the Wind of Nature should have been present there. I know I've been pointing it out quite a lot, but that is something that I feel like was the reason why all those fights turned around, entirely flipped over.
Yes, absolutely agree with you on that, Scarier. And my what a match, what an intense, intense match here. I feel Panic is getting adapted to the way DP Midnight Madness is playing, and they are doing really, really well. And perhaps we might see, an even closer game number three as Panic is getting used to the level of intensity that Midnight Madness is bringing here. So really excited for what the game three might be. But if Midnight Madness takes the win in the game number three, they are gonna be our first finalists. They are gonna be going straight away to the finals, and Panic will have to compete against them. She is supposed to come back again.
And with that, I just realized that Midnight Madness were the team who won the previous season's final, that too against Panic. Yes, there are a couple of changes in the roster for both of these teams, but seriously, it's more like a revenge match for Panic, which is not being felt like it's a revenge at all, since Midnight Madness is the one who are getting those wins again and again. And now we're gonna see how they actually managed to do that in the upcoming highlights that are gonna come in the next 5 seconds.
Absolutely.
I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love. get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading.
Thanks a lot for that amazing patience that everyone has shown us. Thank you all for joining in for today, because I have a pretty saddening news that would be Panic, as they have forfeited the match. They won't be able to play game number 3. So that gives Midnight Madness another win. And congratulations to them, as they will be our first finalist. Go on the casting deck. I am joined by Sasuke, who will not be able to speak anything as I have all the information. But Sasuke, over to you. You can say hi to the viewers.
Hello, lagging. I don't think so. They'll be able to hear me.
No, everyone is able to hear you. That's basically a face
Whoa, but-
reveal from Sasuke.
No, because
Alright.
everyone was excited to see how do I look. They were even saying yo, you don't look like Sasuke, because in Boruto Sasuke just lost one of his eyes. I have both of my eyes, so yeah.
Well, of course, you have no Sharingan or Rinne Sharingan in that sense, but of course, people are gonna get a lot of meme content out of that picture. I'm just kidding, though, guys. Jokes apart. Congratulations once again to Midnight Madness DPD. They are gonna be the first finalist of MKE Season 4, continuing their journey from the top brackets. They've finally reached the grand finals. But for all the audience out there, make sure to join us tomorrow, because we will see another exciting game that is going to be between our team Zenchi, and they'll be taking on Panic, who've just dropped down to the lower bracket. So we're going to have the semi-finals too. Also, that is going to be the finals of the lower bracket, and we will get our finalist number 2, who will match up against Team Midnight Madness on Friday. If I'm not wrong, I believe I'm not wrong on that one. So make sure to stay tuned, hit that like button, click on the subscribe button. Thank you all for tuning into MKE Season 4, powered by Genesis Store, co-sponsored by Z3 Store, Zentro Store, Slay Official YouTuber. Everyone is going to fight for that massive prize pool on Friday. So make sure to join us that day. That has been me, Scared from the casting deck. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good night.
I will send you tomorrow teams that overlay settings, which team on which side. Like I sent you today, right? I will send it for tomorrow, bro. Okay, bro. Okay. Good night, bro. Bye bye.